So how's it going from Tye, who's a staple in gospel music but has a very unique sound, to Israel, who's another legend that has a unique sound as well, but it's totally different, I would say, from Tye's sound? Like, how is it adjusted?
Very. Oh man, that was it was a learning curve. Because I think because Israel is such a household name in the church. Like when Israel came out, like with Tye, everybody can't sing Tye stuff at church. It's too specialized. Yeah. So you can do the bumps at church, but you can't really do. You're not doing No Way at church for praise and worship. You're not doing I Want It All Back. You're doing Lord, You Are Good. You are doing Friend of God. You are doing so. I generally knew Israel songs, but playing somebody's songs for a church service is different than when you're playing it for them. So when I came into Israel's situation, it was like playing with Tye got me in the door with Israel, but I was still a freshman. So I had to learn. And I couldn't do what I did with Tye with Israel. So I can't give Israel neo soul chords. Like it ain't, I can't Lord, You Are Good here. I got to play like Aaron Lindsay. He's big. Aaron is big chords, big changes, big moves. I got these little behind hands. Aaron's one hand is like two of mine. So Israel doesn't call me to play aux, which I thought was going to be the case. He calls me for mains. So I come in, I'm on piano. With Tye, I'm playing 5-6 keyboards. With Israel, I'm playing piano. So it was an immediate shift in mentality. And I clashed a little bit in the beginning because I'm trying to be Philly. I'm trying to be Zawinul Philly with Israel. And Israel needs me to be Aaron Lindsay and not be Aaron, but still respect the sound. So I would clash sometimes and I'm like, I am playing the parts. And it's like, that ain't it. That ain't, you know. And so I had to literally humble myself and find out. I'll never forget, I asked Israel, I said, bro, what did you grow up listening to? What was your influence? Because I can hear what you're doing. I can try to play exactly what you're playing. Oh, my fault.
No, you good.
My battery's about to go out. Okay. But I'm saying I could play the basic changes, but I want to understand what's behind it. And then he started giving me, okay, I listened to Billy Joel growing up. I listened to Elton John. I said, okay, now I'm listening to, when I listen to the way their piano plays, oh, okay, it has a different language. Okay. Then I started listening. He was like, Andre Crouch was big for me. So I started going back into those records and listening to the antics of those players. So I started adopting those types of playing into my playing. And then I noticed when I would play the gig, Israel would look back at me and crack a smile. Like, oh, wow. You get it. Now you understand my language. You understand. And then when I gave him his sound, he would give me leeway to add mine. And I started becoming a part of the sound. You know what I mean? I was like, I started becoming a part of the group and part. It took a while for me to kind of like really assimilate into it. But I had to learn, I had to stop trying to do what I was doing in the old season and learn what they're doing. And once I added that skill set to me, I grew. I noticed my skill as a pianist grew. I started dominating the piano in a different way. I wasn't just thinking like a aux player. And now I'm thinking like just flat out, how do I lay out this whole, you know what I mean? Cover this ground. And that grew me in a very unique way, an interesting way. And even from an international perspective, just culturally, Israel helped me to like understand other genres, the CCM culture, all of that. It was definitely an eye opener. And I'm grateful for the growth that I had. Man, I've been with him since from 2009 to 2016 for the most part. I was rocking out for about that amount of time.
And did some records as well, right?
Yeah, I came. So Power One, they just did Power One when I came, which that record was freaking crazy. And then Jesus at the Center was the record that I didn't get to play on, but I was in the band at the time that they did it. They had like too many keyboard players.
Like, there was a lot of people there.
Yo, that record, Buddy Strong, it was Chris Baker, me, Buddy, Kevin Camp. Wow. It was like 4 or 5 keyboard players, Aaron Lindsay, all of them. And so I'm like, I was sitting at home like I'm the only one that didn't come in for the recording for this one. Wow. But I pretty much had to tour that whole record, all of that stuff. So, and then we did cover the Live in Asia, which was crazy because
like all you though, right?
Yeah, Maine's on that, me, Leonard, and Chris Baker. But what was crazy, this is the crazy thing, most people don't notice. We did that record 10 years to the time that they did it Alive in Africa.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But this is what's crazy. When they went to go cut Alive in Africa, Israel and Tye was on the same gig
Oh,
before the day before they flew to go to Africa,
wow.
right? Aaron Lindsay walks up to me when at the gig. It's my first time meeting Aaron. He walks up to me and he's like, yo, I see this huge dude. I'm like, I know who he is. He's like, yo, can I pray for you? I'm like, of course. Like, and he prayed. This is his prayer. He said, Lord, I pray for a double portion of what's on me to go on to him. He said, Lord, I pray that my mantle goes to him.
Wow.
When we did Cover Alive in Asia, we were rehearsing in Burbank. After rehearsal, Aaron didn't really have he produced the record, but he didn't really have his hands on it.
Yeah.
He came into the rehearsal to watch us rehearse for it. And he was like, y'all got it. Y'all don't need me. Mm-hmm. So then I got in the car with him after that. And he sat down in the car. He came to me. He said, yo, he said, do you remember when I came up to you and prayed for the double portion to be on you? He said, I did not know that 10 years later, you will be sitting in my seat.
Wow.
You're the first keyboard player to play a full. If you ever listen to Israel's records, usually people are switching out on mains.
Moving.
On Covered, I'm the first to play a full record mains other than he was.
Wow.
10 years to the time he laid his hands on me.
Yeah.
Oh, it was all his prayer manifested, where I manifested doing Cover Alive in Asia after they did Cover Alive in Africa. And I'm sitting playing mains on that record, and then that record won 2 Grammys.
Wow.
So a double portion.
Literally. Wow.
It's crazy. Like his word, it was like, yo, he said in the car, I pretty much cried. Like, yo, dude, like, because I thought when I walked away from Tye that I had lost everything.
Yeah.
And he was a very key person in my life that spoke life to me and prophesied over me. And his prophecies came to pass. Crazy, bro.
Wow, that's incredible. And then, like, of course, you did an amazing job on that. I was hoping it would be like another follow-up live record that you could play.
I know.
Man, that record,
I know, bro.
That record was great.